Hey everyone, I'm George Edelman with MovieWeb, and today we are talking about one of the biggest sitcoms of all time. It is super polarizing, but it has been popular around the world.
I'm not crazy. My mother had me tested.
We are discussing The Big Bang Theory and whether or not it is good or bad. The Big Bang Theory has a bunch of super nerds, mega geniuses, crazy high IQs living in an apartment together, and who moves in next door but an attractive woman who is working paycheck to paycheck, trying to become an actress, doesn't have one of these crazy IQs, but is actually like a cool, functional, normal human being in the world. So what is it about the sitcom that is so successful and such a time-tested strategy? Well, sitcom is short for situation comedy. The writers and the creators come up with a situation that can produce comedic effects over and over and over again. And when all these opposites collide, hilarity ensues. Hence the sitcom.
Penny.
What are the other common elements of sitcoms? Well, first of all, it is filmed, or always used to be filmed, in front of a live audience, which means there is a laugh track. So there are moments when the people in the show, the characters, the actors, are playing to a crowd and holding for laughs. This also makes them feel less alone, which is another big part of what the sitcom does. It's about familiarity. It's the same characters on the same set, in the same locations, every single week.
My leg is killing me, thanks for asking.
And you don't have to have watched last week to know what's happening this week, because the situation never really changes. So it just keeps resetting week after week, season after season, and that familiarity breeds comfort. So we've got those three walls set up, that one set, those two sets maybe, all of it creates an experience of comfort. There's also another factor to the sitcom, and it is the high-key lighting. It'll take you away from the stresses and struggles of the day and let you just relax, and as some people say, turn your brain off. But what made The Big Bang Theory, pardon the pun, explode? The secret ingredient to The Big Bang Theory is the audience avatar. What does it mean, the audience avatar? Well, there is a character that allows the audience to enter a world that otherwise might be somewhat unfamiliar, but they're interested in. And a lot of drama and comedy and shows and movies do this. It's a pretty normal device. Whose shoulder are we sitting on as we go through this world? Well, in this case, the audience avatar is the character of Penny, played by Galecki.
Holy crap on a crap.
And the concept behind Penny is just that it's an entree or an entry point into the world of the super geeks. Whether or not it was playing Dungeons and Dragons, watching reruns of Star Trek, obsessing over action figures or comic books or movies, or whatever niche nerd thing you were into, it was becoming more and more normalized.
I've loved the theremin from the first moment I heard the original Star Trek theme.
But a lot of America and the world wasn't ready or familiar with all of this nerd culture stuff. So what was the way to get them into it? To laugh at it, to understand it, to poke fun at it, all these things? Well, it was The Big Bang Theory, and it was specifically the existence of the Galecki character of Penny. All right, so The Big Bang Theory. Let's come down with a final verdict. Good or bad? It's bad. It's real bad.
It's funny because it's true.
And I say that obviously from my subjective point of view, and there are a lot of people out there who love it and watched it over and over again, so there are plenty of people who disagree with me. But hear me out. The Big Bang Theory obviously hit on something, like I said earlier, that gave it legs that continue to this day. So in terms of success, there is no denying this show. But it is so stale. It takes such a tired approach to such a familiar format and formula that when you see these clips online that have circulated of The Big Bang Theory with its laugh track removed, you will be shocked at how bizarre it actually comes off. The jokes are not jokes. They are statements with a laugh track. And there's enough energy behind that momentum that for whatever reason, people found it funny. But the more you watch those clips of The Big Bang Theory with its laugh track removed, the more it starts to feel like some kind of surrealist experimental project. The energy behind that is that it is just so tired. The format of the sitcom was starting to break down really decades before The Big Bang Theory happened. Go back a few decades or one decade into the 90s, and you'll see things like Seinfeld, which actually truly broke down what the model of the sitcom was, challenged the norms, created plots and devices and circumstances that were absurdist, hilarious, bizarre, groundbreaking.
Who buys an umbrella anyway? You get them for free in the coffee shop in the metal cans.
The Big Bang Theory does none of this. So in a universe where there are Seinfelds and The Simpsons, and even things like South Park, it's very hard to call The Big Bang Theory good if they're all measured on the same scale. Thanks for watching. I'm George Edelman. This is MovieWeb. Let me know why you love The Big Bang Theory and I'm completely wrong, or let me know why you agree and why it's bad, and maybe why it's even worse than I'm saying. Thanks so much for watching.